Alright, what's up YouTube? Today in this video we're going to take a look at some Emerson knives, in particular the CQC7 and the CQC15 as well. I also have a Strider here just for size reference for you guys. So I mean, as you can see, the Strider is a full-size knife. These have a nearly 4-inch blade on both of these here, so these are pretty large knives. So this is going to be a CQC 15 full size or standard size. They also make it in a mini version. So if you'll notice, I have like a medium to large size hand, and it fits perfect. My first Emerson knife was a CQC 15, a mini version, and I returned it because it just was too small and uncomfortable. Because your fingers need to fit in between these 2 points. So the handle is, it's only that big roughly. This part up here, I don't consider a handle. I mean, you can't hold it like that, can you? Or, like this. And essentially that's what was happening on the CQC 15 mini. It's the handle's too small, so my pinky was like hitting right here, so I couldn't stand it. I sent it back and I exchanged it for this one, and this one fits perfect. It's extremely comfortable. I absolutely love it. I've been carrying this with me at work for the past few months, and it's a little stiff out of the box when I first got it. It is brand new. But it's really smoothed out now. So, we'll speak to the handles. So this is your standard Emerson Fair, just black G10. And you'll notice the texture, it's really fine, okay? He does runs of tan handles and green, as you see down here, and you'll notice the texturing is more coarse. So this provides a little bit more grip, more traction, in my opinion. This is just a little bit smoother. It's still quite grippy, don't get me wrong, but I prefer these texture of these better. Anyways, this is a standoff construction. His newer ones, he's gone to standoff construction, as you can see there, instead of using a backspacer. So that's nice if you like the open design. He uses Phillips head screws and flathead. No proprietary hardware. Phillips, and Phillips on the thumb disc as well. This is what he calls a satin finish. It's actually stone washed on the flats, and then just, not here on the grind, but it's got that nice swedge. Really love that. Tanto with the recurve. I mean, as far as I know, I don't know any other knife that ever has this exotic blade design on it. But he used to, right here, it used to say the year when it was produced. It would say right under there, USA, it would say the year, but he stopped doing that, I believe, in 2014 or maybe 2015. I'm not sure, but anyways, it doesn't have the year on it. I do wish it did, but that's just, evolution of Emerson knives. So that's a standard fare right there, black. So pretty much all of his knives come like this. This is the standard version, black with the black pocket clip and, titanium liner lock here, which is pretty thin. It's one gripe about the knife some people might have. The blade stock is pretty thick, but the liner lock here is kind of thin. It's a little on the flimsy side, but, I mean, I don't see any blade play. I don't feel any blade play. It feels solid, front to back. I can't flex it vertically, horizontally. It's pretty freaking solid. So, it works. Quite smooth. they're really smooth out. They're really sticky and rough at first, but it's just, you know, you got to work them back and forth a bit and put a drop of oil right in there, and they'll smooth right out. And, you know, the wave feature is epic. You get used to using that, this thing just comes out of your pocket and the blade is out. Just like second nature. So I absolutely love it. I love the wave feature. I love the thumb disc. I love the grip, the comfort, the durability, you know, everything. I think these knives are totally worth the money, and I absolutely love them. So my next knife I'm going for is a custom 15, if I can get my hands on one. This is a standard 15. So then we'll work our way down here to the 7s. Now I have a few varieties here. These two are, of course, they have different color handles, but there is also another difference. Is so this is going to be a V grind, but it still has a chisel grind on the primary bevel right there. This cutting edge is only on this side, but it has a V grind, right? So this one here, CQC 7, this is a standard, so they make this in a super size, a standard size, this is the standard size, and then they make it in a mini. This is a mini down here. So you can see for size, you know, that fits my hand perfect. I love this. Is my one of my favorite knives of all time. Probably both the 15 and the 7. Anyways, so if you want the tan handles, like I said, it's a different texture as you see there versus the black. So if you like that texture, you know, keep that in mind. And then you know, with the tan variety, they're only available with a V grind like this, as you see here. The primary bevel only on one side. It's still a chisel grind, but it's a V grind, as you can see. Now this is a limited production, so it's called the Jungle, they call it. These aren't really readily available, kind of hard to get, but really there's no difference between this and any other one. It's just the color of the G10. It's not actually like a custom or anything. You know, it's identical. So, you know, as you can see here, they are identical. Everything, just the handles, color of the scales. But aside from that, this is a proper chisel grind, just a full-on chisel grind. Doesn't have the V grind going on. So that's the traditional CQC 7. It is like this. Most CQC 7s are just a full chisel grind. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. That's the only difference between these two, is one has the full chisel grind and one has the V grind. And then of course the scales, which they call it a Jungle. And then this here would be a custom. So you're going to get the standard custom construction. You get the, you know, it never has a black, I've never seen it with a black thumb disc. It's always like this stainless steel metal instead of black. And then titanium bolsters here with just green micarta inlays or handle scales, whatever. And then if you'll notice, the liner lock is much thicker than on all of the standard knives. You see that there? It's quite a big difference, about double the thickness. So just something to note. And then the customs come with a polished clip. And yeah, generally the customs are more contoured as well. They're not quite so flat, slightly contoured. This one actually is not contoured very much, just a little bit. I felt I did handle a CQC 15 custom, and it is quite contoured. It was extremely comfortable. Where this one, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's slightly contoured, not much. See? This one's fully straight, like squared off. This one's slightly contoured. But I felt a CQC 15 custom, and it was extremely contoured, quite similar to this. Totally contoured like this, right? So it really just feels quite comfortable in the hand when you combine this epic handle design with a contoured handle, and it is like, I'm gonna have to say it, the best knife I've ever felt in my life was this knife in a custom. But you know, I don't own that knife, so I wish I did. But anyways, you know, these knives, these are awesome, man. I don't know what to tell you. I really like them. Totally smooth. That's the Mini, by the way. The Mini CQC 7 custom right there. This is Spec War Emerson. Let's take a look at that. This thing to focus here. 1 second. There we go. Emerson Spec War knives. That's what the customs have branded on them. The newer ones, I believe, have a different logo here on some of them. It'll have the skull. I've seen it said like handmade, and it has the Emerson skull logo. And so he did away with this Spec War knives, which I kind of like. But I mean, I don't know if they're all like that, but I've seen some of the newer ones that they have a different logo. I don't know if all of them are like that. Like I said, don't hold me to it, but I've seen some different variations. Of course, this is just the standard Tanto blade on the CQC 7. So yeah, the Mini, I got large size hands, you know, and it works for me. Look at that, it works. I find it to be comfortable. My hand, I still get a good solid grip on this. You know, this is perfect, and this is still acceptable for me. Whereas this, in the Mini version, just was not acceptable for me, because right there, my hand was like this, and shit was hella uncomfortable, so I returned it and got this one. But yeah, overall, I got nothing bad to say about the Emerson knives. Like, I've only used this one to cut boxes and tape and a little bit of wood and some plant life, but you know, I'm not planning to cut humans and kill people with these. You know, I know they're weapons, they're fighting knives. That's not my intended use. I just like the knives. I don't know what, a lot of people don't like the construction or the fit and finish. They say it's rough. I mean, I don't know, like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, really? Because it's like not polished inside the liners. I mean, are you gonna gripe about that? That's fine if you want to, but you know, for me, I don't really care. It's like the edges of this handle are contoured. They're comfortable. The jimping's nice. I mean, that's smooth. It's silky smooth. It's got the wave feature, the thumb disc. I just personally dig it. I really do. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about them. So I'm just an Emerson fan through and through. The 7 and the 15, these are my two favorite designs. I haven't felt them all, but you know, the Roadhouse is a nice knife. The CQC 8, of course, it's a nice knife. You know, there's a lot of great models. Everyone has their own favorite, but for me, I would have to say the 7 and the 15 are my top picks. But overall, just no complaints. Excellent knives. Just great quality. So yeah, if you're, you know, thinking about getting one, I'd say go ahead. Definitely pull the trigger, and you won't be disappointed. So anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out.